Hi there, everyone. Welcome in tonight. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us for Humanities at Play. My name is Kathleen Kuo, and I am a program manager with Nevada Humanities. Nevada Humanities is our state's council partner for the National Endowment for the Humanities, and we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization with offices in Reno and Las Vegas. Our statewide work articulates Nevada experience, articulates local culture and heritage, and we encourage intellectual curiosity through grants and programming. With this program series in particular, Humanities at Play, our goal is to pair gameplay and other interactive activities with thoughtful discussions about the humanities and how they shape and enrich our everyday lives. So I am super excited to be joined by our featured guest tonight, KB Brookins. KB, how are you doing?
I can't complain. I'm excited to play Song Association with you.
This is going to be great. And this is something I love because the whole chat can join in as well. Sometimes when we've played, single player games or even multiplayer games with the guest on stream, the guests can comment, but they can't always play along. But Song Association, everyone can see the same words. And I'm really curious to see what people are going to come up with. I was telling a friend right before this that I'm extremely bad at song titles, and I feel like all the songs I reference are going to show off my late 90s sort of early 2000s taste in music. So it'll be fun. So for those of you who are meeting them for the first time, KB Brookins is a Black, queer, and trans writer, educator, and a cultural worker from Texas. KB's poetry collection Freedom House won the American Library Association Barbara Gittings Literature Award and the Texas Institute of Letters Award for the Best First Book of Poetry. KB's memoir Pretty, which came out in 2024, won the Lambda Literary Award in Transgender Nonfiction, the Great Lake Colleges Association New Writers Award, and a Dorothy Allison Felice Picano Emerging Writer Award. They are currently a Black Mountain Institute Shearing Fellow at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and you can find them on social media if you look up Earth to KB. So we are going to dive into some song association for the first half of our stream. Then we'll take a 5-minute break where I always like to tell people stand up and stretch, get water, do what you got to do. And then we're going to move on to a more focused conversation and Q&A. And, please don't be shy about sharing any, comments, observations, questions, songs that come to mind today in chat during our time together. So I'm going to get us started. And just seeing in chat, Hey Dom says, that's a legendary era for a top 40 radio. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Okay, so let's do some gameplay. I'm going to share my screen with KB. All right, so everyone should be able to see this. Oh, cool. And negative spoons, let me put that in chat for you since it's disabled. So everyone should definitely check out their website, but here it is. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm very proud of this. Okay, so before you pick one, KB, this is like a game show. I love that you were the one who suggested song association in the first place, and I'm just wondering, why that was. Do you do this a lot? What's the role of song association in your everyday life or your work? This was something totally brand new to me.
Yeah, very good question. I mean, if anyone has read my work before, but even if you just talk to me for 5 minutes, you'll know I'm a big music head. Before I was, writing anything or committing anything to a page, I was that kid that was in the back of my mom's car listening to songs on my CD player. Songs have been such a large music has been such a large part of my life. And then also I come from a family which I talk about pretty largely in my memoir Pretty, but I come from a family that was a part of a gospel troupe, so they sang and played instruments. So I was always seeing live music too, on every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday when I was at church. I was hearing music, and when I wasn't in those settings I was listening to music in my head headphones, and I have since a very young age have had a very varied like music, I don't know, appetite. So I listen to a lot of rap, R&B, rock, country. Like I think I'm kind of all over the place music wise. So I thought this would be a fun game to play.
Yeah, I like to say in my past life, I feel like I have a lot of past lives. I was an ethnomusicologist, so I studied
Mhm.
sort of the music and everyday life around the world, and I focused mostly on Mongolia, but I also did like video game music, indigenous music. Just I love the way that music brings up emotions and memories, and just how it brings people together. So when you came up with like, yes, music, I like you. And Kara in chat says,
Yeah.
oh, their book Pretty looks like such an emotional read. I'll add it to my list. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely add it to your list. All
Oh,
right.
thank you.
And thanks for the subscribe too. So KB, go ahead and pick a number. We're going to go ahead and get started.
All right, the most serious decision of the day. I will pick number 10.
Okay, number 10. Ooh, robot. And again, for friends in chat, you're welcome to play along. Share songs that come to mind when you see the word robot.
What immediately comes to mind is like I cannot remember how the song goes, but I know that there was a Nickelodeon show like back in maybe the 2000s called My Life as a Teenage Robot.
Okay.
And I remember like I literally remember the outline of the girl who was also a robot, but I cannot remember how the song goes. And then I also know a number of songs with like robot sounds in them because I think about like Daft Punk, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like that kind of stuff. Um, oh my God. I was like, I'm gonna be so good at this, and now I cannot remember like how any song goes.
Hey, we got Robot Rock by Daft Punk, so plus one there. Oh my gosh, Dom, you're killing it. Kara says Intergalactic by Beastie Boys. We got I don't know this Jenny XJ9 Teenage Robot. Okay, Proto Men, love the Proto Men. For me, what came to mind was the Flaming Lips, the Yoshimi battles the pink robots. I forgot the name of
Mm,
the song. I went through like a huge Flaming Lips phase when I was in college, and my roommate hated it. She would turn off my music when I left the room. So I still listen to it,
uh,
but she would turn off my music. The Mr. Roboto song, I also don't know who sings it, but that's
mm,
good. Love it. I love that we have all these robot references. I know
yeah.
it's okay. Let's move on. You want to pick another one?
I'm going to pick 14.
14. Ooh, hair.
Hair. Immediately, what comes to mind is India.Arie song, I Am Not My Hair. It was like, I am not my hair. I am not this skin. I am not your expectations. No. Like there are many songs probably that I could go for, but that one immediately came to my head.
Yeah. I in chat, I the first song that came to my head was also the one that Negative Spoons pulls out, which is I whip my hair back and forth. It's so
That's
iconic
a
with
good
like
one.
the yeah. Willow Smith. Oh, okay. So we got Almost Cut My Hair by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Thought of it after I chopped off my long hair. I need to
Hmm.
like keep like a running tab of a bunch of what people are writing down, because again I'm sure I know a lot of these songs, but without listening to it I'm like I don't know what song that reference is. Any songs from the
Yeah.
musical Hair? I don't know that. I
Smart.
know of it, but I've never seen or heard Hair. I feel like that's that's something I need to fix.
Yeah. And then there's also the song Braid My Hair by Mario. So many hair songs out there.
Yeah, love it. Also lack of hair.
Mhm.
So songs that make you feel hairy. All right.
Right. When I was
Hairspray.
Yeah, true. I used to have this like running joke with my friends, like where I would like change the song like what do you call it? Like contents from a popular song. And there was a song that was very popular when I was a kid that was like tell me how I'm supposed to breathe in no air. And then I would like tell my friends like Tell me how I'm supposed to shave with no hair. So it's not in the original lyrics, but I also think about that when I see hair.
It is fun playing around with songs and chat. I did not know Age of Aquarius is from Hair. Okay, so I know one Hair song. Okay, that's so iconic. I had no idea. Thank you. I feel cultured now.
Right.
All right, you
We gotta
wanna?
make a playlist.
Yeah, we'll do that after this. We'll do a playlist of all the songs that came up today. Okay, go ahead and pick another one.
Let us pick four.
Okay, four. Dream.
Mm. Uh, REM by Ariana Grande, where it's like, you're such a dream to me. Or the Dreamgirl soundtrack, which I loved as a kid, from the movie. And then the titular song is probably like the We Are Dream Girls, boys will make you happy. So those are the things that come to me.
The first one that came to my mind was "I Dreamed a Dream" from Les Mis. I feel like that's
My,
like it's in the title. For me, it's
yeah.
harder to think of when I get these words. It's always like titles first. It's hard to think of songs where it's
Mm,
in the lyrics but not in the title.
mm.
A dream is the
Smart,
wish your
yeah.
heart makes.
Smart Nelly Dream song. Yep. Yeah, I think of song lyrics first before I think of titles. So that's interesting how we're different.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
that.
Let's move on. Okay. Oh, Dom says Dreamgirls came out my senior year of high school during spring musical season. That was a theater kid cultural moment. Oh man, Dom, I was not a theater kid, but I was a pit orchestra kid for a little
Mm,
bit, just a little bit.
that's adjacent, definitely. Dreamgirls really was like my whole life when it first came out. Like for the last like for like a whole month, I feel like when I saw that in theaters, it was like I'm just constantly referencing it to my friends to an annoying degree.
I don't
Frank.
know this one. I Dream a Highway, Julian Welch. Like, yeah, I think after this, I'm gonna go back and write down all these songs. These are
Right.
great. Because I feel like if it comes to mind, it probably means that the song resonated with you in some way. Like, we hear so many songs like on the radio or whatever, but there's certain ones that just stick. Like, I'm sure I've heard other songs with dream in the lyrics or in a title, but yeah, there's some that are just like, no, that's how my brain works.
True. True, true. Silent Planet, love that. And then there's also the musical artist The Dream, but I'm like, has he even said the word dream in a song? I don't know.
Yeah. Ooh, these are two good ones. I know Cigarette Daydreams.
Mhm.
I know that song. Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Green
smart.
Day. Okay, what number would you want to pick next?
Okay, let's go with number 20.
Ooh, okay. So this is sounds too. What does a cash register sound make people
You know what
think
I
of?
immediately thought of? That song by MIA that's
Yeah.
like, all I want to do is dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun ching.
Yes.
That one. And then
100%.
like, well, I guess it's not a cash register, it's more of a cash machine. Like Dram has a song called Cash Machine and it has a cash machine sound in it. Yeah, Paper Planes, literally immediately. I feel like that song really owns the cash register sound.
And it's funny too because it's like it's in a song, but it's just sort of like you can't separate one from the other. Like it's just like part of like pop culture at this point. Like that's like the song.
Yep. Yep. Thrift Shop, do you mean the one by oh my God, the I'm gonna pop some tab, that song. Macklemore, Car Carrera.
Yeah, Kara,
Um,
let us know.
yeah.
I don't know Thrift Shop. Oh Money by Pink Floyd. Okay, yeah. So it's
Mm.
it's funny too. Like yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn and Tulip thought of the same two songs right away. Kara says, yeah, that one.
Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh my God, I haven't Blast from the Past. I haven't heard that song, I feel like in like 15 years or something.
Cash register counts as a lyric too. I wish I didn't know a thrift shop. I think I need
Yeah.
it here. I actually don't think I know it. I don't know. And it's like the
It was
question.
everywhere.
I
Oh,
probably
sorry, what
do
you mean?
know it. Like I'm wondering how people like listen to music nowadays because I feel like when we were growing up, it was either like the car radio, like
Hmm.
cassettes from like my parents, and when I got older, like mix CDs became a thing.
Hmm.
But it wasn't until like I don't know, I want to say like 2000s when it was like YouTube and like Napster and LimeWire,
Hmm.
and it was like all of a sudden like my music world exploded because now you could listen to like anything anywhere. But before that, like before like a world before YouTube, like
Hmm.
like how did you listen to music?
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, for me, truly, it was the CD players. Like and it's like you had to physically buy the CD in order to put it in your CD player. And then like maybe after buying the CD, you could then put it on a mix or whatever. And like I had my iTunes and my iTunes was like my whole life. Like I had all of the stuff from my CD players and I would make mix CDs and write on them in Sharpie for my friends. And then what really revolutionized things for me, yeah, was LimeWire. And I remember crashing my mom's computer using LimeWire because it definitely gave it a virus. Oh my God, I got in so much trouble, but in the end, I felt like it was worth it because I got all of the songs that I could ever want on LimeWire. Shout out to them. I don't know if LimeWire is still a thing. Um, and then got my iPod too,
Oh my
and then
gosh,
things
yeah, the
things really
iPod.
blew up.
Welcome in,
Yeah.
Jen. We got Thyla, Daisy, who says, "Yep, MIA, yep, paper planes." Kara says, "I hope kids
Mhm.
still make mixtapes." Me too. I would also rent CDs from the library and burn them. Which I was so
Wow.
sad when like I saw that new cars and like computers don't have CD players anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how to listen to CDs?
Yeah, I guess you have to like get one of those like old school CD players from like a thrift shop or something.
You know?
Kara, you were like really smart getting the CDs from the library. I was like begging my mom to buy CDs for me so I could like put them in my CD player or like my CD pouch, which I
Hmm.
probably still have somewhere, but
Yeah, no, definitely still have those big binders when I go to my parents' house and like look in my, old closets. It's just like binders and binders full of CDs. This is interesting. Jen in chat says vinyls. I feel like vinyls are making a
mm,
comeback, but I never owned
yeah.
a record player. I always feel like people who do are so classy and I always like envy them, but I don't have one.
Yeah, the audio quality is definitely better on vinyls. But yeah, I feel like it's maybe an expensive thing to do, so I haven't quite gotten into it either. Because I thought at one point, like, okay, I'm gonna buy a like vinyl like record player, and then I'm gonna buy all these vinyls, and then I looked up the prices, and I was like, I shall not be doing that.
Yeah.
I cannot afford it. But maybe in the future when I'm like when I have the extra funds to do it. But shout out to the people who do vinyl.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna move on, but we can, of course, yeah, keep chatting in chat. This is awesome. Let's pick another number. What do you want to go with next?
Let's go with one.
Okay, number one. Ooh, rainbow.
Rainbow somewhere over the rainbow.
Classic.
Immediately. Um, hmm. There, oh my God, my mind is going blank, but there have to be other songs.
Yeah, well, for me, it's that one, but also Rainbow by Casey Musgraves. Do you know that one? I think if
Is
you
that
heard
on
it, you would know.
the Space Cowboy out or like it's the album cover that I can see, but I don't think it's called Space Cowboy. It's called something else.
I don't know. Someone help with this. I'm so bad with album covers. Dom in chat says yes, Casey. I think you would probably know. Maybe well, I don't know, but maybe you would notice if you heard it. Rainbow
Mhm.
Connection by Kermit the Frog. Oh, that's cute. That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. Shout out to Kermit.
Yeah.
I said that like Kermit would be in this chat, but you know what I mean.
And the thing I love is that I love that chat's popping off because it kind of shows how like with song association goes from like one thing to another. It makes you think of like the past and all these other things like old tech. Um,
Hmm.
this is awesome. Just moving back, Thrawn said, I got my dad a record player and some vinyls for Christmas because he sold his old vinyls maybe 15 years ago and really regretted it. Oh, wow. He sold them all? I guess
Nice.
I would be sad too. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Negative Spoon says everyone buy KB vinyls right now. You have vinyls?
Buy me vinyls that I can't play because I don't have a vinyl player, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah.
Tilly in the Wall, Rainbows in the Dark. Okay, I gotta add this to my list of things to listen to.
Yeah, Tulip, I really appreciate that you have like a lot of song references that I don't know. So it just helps me like
Hmm.
expand my song repertoire. I feel like I'm just in such a song bubble all the time.
Hmm.
And then I feel like I don't know if other people do this, but when I work during the day, like I have music up, but usually it's either like lo-fi or
Hmm.
like a soundtrack. So it's not like music that's new. It's like music that I don't have to like pay attention to, and that just sort of good background work music. So I don't spend enough time listening to new music. I feel like I should.
Yeah. Oh my God, Reading Rainbow. Why didn't I think of that one?
That's
So
good.
smart. Yeah, songs by the band Rainbow count, I think. Yeah, because I brought up The Dream earlier, so it has to count.
I didn't know there was a band called Rainbow. So yeah, again, if you like it, I will listen to it.
Yeah, the album does have Casey with a Pink Clacker fan. Thank you, Dom, for bringing that up. Um, so I'm like, sometimes I can see the album in my head, but can't remember what the album is called.
That's so cool.
Mhm.
What Tulip just said. So Tilly and her wall rainbows
Um,
in the dark using tap dance as percussion. Love it.
that's really cool.
All right, let's go ahead and pick another number.
Okay, number 17.
Ooh, envy.
Envy. Ah, hmm. Oh my God. Envy, envy.
I feel like this is
Do
more
you
of
have
a.
one?
I kind of do, but I don't know if it counts. It's more of a like what the song's about, and less of like a title or a lyric. But uh, and maybe it's jealousy. I always forget the difference between envy and jealousy. But that boy is mine, the Brandy and Monica song. You know, like you fight over a
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. If we're thinking about the emotion of envy, yeah, there are a
Yeah.
number of songs for sure. When he cheats, that song by Carrie Underwood,
Uh-huh.
that's definitely, well, is it envy? Because I guess the guy was just cheating, but
Oh yeah.
there's not technically another.
It's
Okay. And then there's also that Dolly Parton song, Jolene. I think she's definitely very envious of Jolene.
mm-hmm.
It's like Jolene's got everything going on.
Yeah, I think Carrie Underwood. Maybe that's more of like a revenge song where she like keys his car,
Yeah,
right?
it's true. There's got to be a Taylor Swift song. You're probably right that has the word envy. I'm like, I cannot think of any song for some reason. Grant Admiral Thrawn says Black Sheep by Envy Adams. I haven't heard that one. Scott Pilgrim. Okay. Oh my God. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. We're going back for real.
Is that the one that Brie Larson sings? Is that the song Black Sheep? I know I don't know my Scott Pilgrim songs. Brie Larson did sing. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that song then. I didn't know who the original one was or the name of the song. I just like what's a song from Scott Pilgrim? But yeah, Brie Larson.
Scott Pilgrim is the one with like Michael Cera, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Is written by Metric. Mr. Brightside. Does Mr. Brightside have the word or maybe it's an envious song? Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this one it's easier to think of emotion because I'm sure again, I think
Right.
there are songs that probably have envy in the lyrics, but it's not like a word where it like sticks with you, you know? I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is tough. All
Yeah. The
right.
first one to stump me. Let us go to 25.
25. Pie.
Oh, surely American Pie has a song. Like
Bye,
the
bye,
movies.
Miss American Pie.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Um, and what else has the word pie in it besides that song?
For me, again, this is a musical I've never seen, but I love like this song from it. It's from Waitress. Oh my gosh, what's the song called? Of course, I love it's like I love it, but I don't remember what it's called. It's the one where she sings about like the girl that she used to be mine. Is that the title? Someone who knows Waitress, help me out. But she does sing about baking a beautiful pie in the lyrics.
Mm,
Oh, sugar pie, honey bunch. Yeah, I don't
right.
know who that's by though, or what is that the name of the song?
Mm. Bye Bye Miss American Pie, I feel like owns this. Oh, and then there's also a song that I like by a rapper named No Name called Cherry Pie Blues.
Okay.
Um, yeah, those are the things. Well, okay. I miss my 20 acres, barbecues and pecan pies. It's by Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
I love that.
Um, wish I was back in Texas. The ocean's no place for a squirrel. Sandy Cheeks. I really love that song. Yeah, the SpongeBob reference. I have to have one. Yeah.
hmm I have a friend who like absolutely loves SpongeBob, and I think it just came out. I think at the wrong time. Like I think either
Mm,
like I was like just starting college or high school or something, but like I missed like when SpongeBob came out, so
hmm.
I always get it secondhand. But I love all the
Uh,
memes with SpongeBob.
it's a really great, like, I feel like for the first like 6 seasons, like until 2010, maybe. That's probably when I aged out of SpongeBob. But up until then, it was a really good show. Grand Admiral Thrawn, I am going to implore you to watch some SpongeBob. You'll get
We're
so many more cultural references if you watch SpongeBob.
gonna do it.
It's important for like American culture in general, but not even just American because they was dubbing it and showing it other places too.
Mm. I've been slowly going back through King of the Hill, which I didn't like when I was growing up because I didn't
Hmm.
understand it. And now that I'm older, it just like hits different. Like when they make like jokes about like mowing the lawn, I'm like, now that I have a lawn, like I totally sympathize. Like I get this. I feel old, but it's great. Oh, Daisy. Daisy says, you never age out of SpongeBob. You're a SpongeBob kid forever. Oh.
I love that. I'd like to think that I really, if I'm not super into endorsements, but if I was to get endorsed by a place, I would like it to be SpongeBob. I'm like, please just send me some merch, y'all. I would wear it. I would be happy about it. Yeah, King of the Hill. Also, like I recently maybe tried to watch an episode because yeah, I feel like I didn't appreciate it as a kid. And I was like, this is actually pretty funny. As a person from Texas, they like make all the right kind of jokes that don't feel like tasteless, you
Yeah.
know?
And just seeing like, at least for me, like, wow, things have not changed in like 20 years, which is both
Right.
sad, but also like maybe just speaks to like who we are. So Squidward is a
Yeah.
grad student. Okay. That's going to make me maybe differently. Okay. Let's go with another number. What's on your mind?
Let's try 22.
22. Bird.
Bird. I'm like a bird. I wanna fly away.
Nelly
Pretty
Furtado.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Fun fact, they used to play that I used to, well, I still do like occasionally go to Pilates and like I went to this like synchronized song Pilates and like at the very end of Pilates, every single time I went, they played like a bird. So now I feel like it's like ingrained in my head.
It's your Pilates song.
Yeah. I immediately think of, soreness when I
Mm.
hear like a bird now.
I thought of Sia Bird. Is it Bird Set Free? Is that
Mm,
the name? It's a good song.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a good
Yeah,
belting
there are a
song.
number of bird songs out there.
Yeah, Free Bird. Yeah, like
Yep.
that comes to mind. I didn't get that reference for long. So people like used to like yell Freebird. Actually, I still don't know like why.
Mm,
Like I don't know if anyone knows like the history of why people yell Freebird, like where that comes from. But I love that that's a thing.
mm. Yeah, I accidentally went to a Leonard Skinner concert like in college. It was it was really an experience that I probably should write about at some point. I was like, I really don't.
How
I
did you
really don't need to
accidentally
think about
go? Yeah. How do you accidentally go to a
it.
concert?
I somehow scammed my way into like an internship at the Texas Motor Speedway. Like I really needed an internship and like they were actually paying, right? Because at the time that I was in college, people were all about the unpaid internships. And I'm like, no, y'all, like I need a job, you know? And they paid and it ended up being really just like tabling mostly, you know? And one of the benefits of going to a tabling event, if it had a concert, is you could stay for the concert if you wanted to afterwards. Like I did that for the Chicks. Like I randomly went to a Chicks concert because I was like interning that day. And this day I didn't know that it was the Leonard Skinner day. So it was like a whole bunch of people with their pickup trucks and bad tans. No offense to Leonard Skinner fans, but I'm like, where am I at? You know? um, yeah, it was wild. Bird is the word is a good one. That immediately makes me think of Family Guy,
Hmm.
the Terminator.
That's good. Okay. Let's do a few more. What number do you want to do next?
Let's do number 8.
Photo.
Um, there's a rap song that says like photo booth pose with Megan Thee Stallion. That immediately comes to my mind. Um, uh, I thought of like Shake It Like a Polaroid picture, but technically I don't think that counts. Like Hey Ya by Outkast.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. What do you think?
This is a gosh, like what's the name of the band? But it's like the picture on the wall. Jet. It's the Jet song.
Hmm.
Photo off the wall. Da, 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 da. See, I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but it was like everywhere on the radio. I feel like in like the early
Hmm.
2000s. But that line, like photo, take your photo off the wall. Wait, wait.
I'm looking at the chat. Oh my gosh. The Pitbull song where he rhymes Kodak with Kodak. That was such a time. I also love the look at this photograph. That's a good one. Nickelback. That one spawned some really silly memes in the 2010s.
Oh my god, I didn't get that reference
Mhm.
till you sang it. I was like, what? What is this? Thanks, Daisy.
Yep. Yep, that one's good.
Kodachrome by Paul Simon. Ooh, you have some really good like older like classic references thrown. I
Hmm.
love that. And again, I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
one.
I don't know this song. I mean, I know who Paul Simon is, but I don't know the Kodachrome song. I feel like I need to listen to it and then I'd be like, ah, now I get it.
Yeah. We'll have to add that one to the playlist.
Yeah. I love our playlist. Okay. What do you want to do next?
Okay, let's do number 13.
I mean, always.
Always be my baby.
I love Mariah Carey so much.
Have you seen her live, like in Vegas when she comes here?
No, I have not, because I always like forget, and also I feel like I'm like too poor, you know. So, but
Fair. I wanted to see her this year for like the winter, showcase that she does, but I was like, yeah, I can't afford it, not this time, but I do want to go see her. Maybe I'll make it happen like this upcoming Christmas. Yes, and that's a classic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Forever and Always, Taylor Swift has a song called that, I'm
Mm.
pretty sure. Um, Click 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 by Bishop Allen. Okay, I don't know that one. I will look it up though.
Darkness at the Heart of My Love. I also don't know this one. You guys are so
Yeah,
good with songs.
I
This is
know.
fun. But
Yeah.
I just get into these. I don't know about you. Do you ever just have these like periods where you just like listen to like the same person or like a certain era? Because I
Mhm.
was definitely on like this like really like maybe I don't know if sappy is the right word, but just yeah, a huge Mariah Carey kick the other
Mhm.
day. Like like Fantasy, like Boys to Men.
Mhm.
I was like, I just need more Mariah Carey in my life. I just really missed like that time of music. It was like, I don't know if I'm gonna guess they hopefully didn't auto tune her, but she was just so good. Like I just needed
Mhm.
her.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good music and it holds up. I feel like at least once a year on TikTok for the last number of years, like some Mariah Carey song will go viral. Like last year, I think it was "It's a Wrap," and I'm like, y'all are just now coming to this song that came out in the 2000s, maybe. I love that for y'all. Okay, we got other ones in the chat. Always by Daniel Caesar
I don't know that
and
one.
Ghost. Yeah, I don't know that one either. I know some Daniel Caesar, but not that song. Um, yeah, it's our playlist is growing. Um, and yeah, I definitely get into modes where I even like listen to the same song over and over. Like back when I had Spotify, I don't have it now, but like when I had it, it would be like, oh, you played this song 152 times this year. I'm like, oh my God. It's kind of embarrassing for me, but yeah.
Okay, let's pick another one. And I something that's funny about this too. It's like envy didn't really like for us is kind of more about the emotion, but always, which is like it's like a weird word to like
Hmm.
draw yourself to. It's like that for some reason. It's just again has these sort of iconic, like Dolly Parton or Mariah Carey. Like
Hmm.
that is a word that we stick to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Okay. Number that I'll pick is 21.
Anyone? Ooh, okay. Hands clapping.
So it's a very known song in like Black community, like this like party song. I cannot remember what it's called now, but like a part of it is like everybody clap your hands. Da, 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 da. And oh my God, it's gonna bother me that I can't remember the song now. But there's also like Shake It Off, I'm
There it
pretty
is.
sure.
All caps.
Yeah, Shake It Off had some Cha-Cha Slide. That's literally what it is. Yeah. Is Hollaback Girl, is that claps in it? I think so. That counts for sure too. Um, but yeah, Shake It Off by Taylor Swift definitely has hand clapping. There are a number of songs. Or even the like, we will rock you. That one too.
Mm-hmm. Can someone tell me, am I just making this up? Does Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba, does it not have like hand claps at the beginning? I think it does. I need to go back and listen to it. But that came to mind. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like 5 or 6, I think, when my brother had the Tub Thumping CD. And I just vaguely remember I think it
Mhm.
was probably shouldn't have been listening to it when I was that young.
True, true. But now you're cultured, so
Yes. Oh, I love this. Jen says, I think of Hey Yeah, okay.
true, true. Hey, please, Mr. Postman, absolutely. Yeah. Applause by Lady Gaga. You're right. So a lot of songs with hand
Yeah.
claps.
And okay, so Thrawn says, my brothers used to be in what is now called a stomp clamp band. What is a stomp? Is that like a band where you play music and there's like a lot of like stomping and clap? Like what is that? What is a stomp clamp band?
Yeah. I'm not. I'm not privy to it, but your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. Love that your brothers are musical too. That's great. Never Leave You, but I don't know this one. I want to like listen to this. And I was telling KB like,
Mhm.
if it wasn't for the copyright, we'd be listening maybe to some of these songs on YouTube right
Right.
now. I know that you can do it separate so it doesn't save to the audio after, but I don't know how to set it up, so I will have to listen to it after the stream. Oh, okay. Like Mumford and Sons of Monsters and Men, Lumineers. Okay,
Okay.
that's like a genre. I can see stomp clap, kind of like folksy. I feel like it's like flannel
Yeah.
music. I don't know how to
Flannel
describe it.
music, definitely. Indie folk-ish, maybe. Okay. It's setting a picture now. I got
Okay,
it.
love it. Hands clapping and stomp clap. I think we got time for, you want to do maybe like two or three more and then we'll take our break.
Okay.
Okay,
Do it. 15.
15. Fire.
Um, Fireball. That song. I don't know any other rest of that song, but there's a song called Fireball, I'm pretty sure. Um, it doesn't have the word fire in it, but immediately for some reason I thought of the song Ring the Alarm by Beyonce because it has like a
Yeah.
fire siren in it. Fire burning on the dance floor. Yep. You're so right. Oh, Fire and Desire. That song, I cannot remember who it's by right now. Oh my God. I'm on Fire by Springsteen. Y'all are better at this than me.
Everyone's on fire.
Um, oh my God, this girl is on fire. That one too.
Yeah, I love some Alicia. Is it Alicia Keys? I think it's Alicia Keys, right?
Yep. Yep. So there are a lot of fire songs. What did you think of?
That was the one I thought of right away. This girl is on fire. But I just recently listened to that Burning Ring of Fire song for the first time. And it was because I was at karaoke with a friend and he sang it. And I was like, that is such an odd choice of a song to sing.
Hmm.
But it was good. It was very cute that he did it. And then I heard it again on like the radio the next week, which is like funny. All 2010 music probably has fire in it. I can see that.
Yeah, they're really into fire, I guess. In the 2010s, Fire and Desires by Rick James and Tina Marie. I had to go look that up because I was like, I know, I can hear it in my head, but I cannot remember who it's by.
Hmm. And Thrawn, again, this is like I don't like hate me, but I don't really know Bruce Springsteen's songs. So when you say like I'm on fire, I really don't. I don't think I know that one. I'd have to listen to it, but that's
I
okay.
feel like that's okay. Bruce Springsteen will always be there. Oh, another song. Baby, you're a firework.
That counts. Fires and
Yeah,
firework. Great balls of
yep,
fire.
yep. Terrible arrangement with the horns. Okay.
These are good. Yeah, everyone was just like fire to the rain. Yeah, Adele. There we go.
So right.
These are good.
Wow.
Shut him.
Fire burning on the dance floor. Love that.
Okay, what
Okay.
number do you want to do?
Let's do literally about arson.
I did not know that.
I didn't realize that either. Number 12.
Okay. And then before I click it, thank you, Dom. Dom says, Kathleen, Bruce Springsteen is like Proto Men Act 2, but it's about working class America. Thank you.
Mm,
Okay, like here's this is like love is what? It's like the number one thing that all
exactly.
songs are.
Yeah. I immediately thought of love. Never knew what I was missing, but I knew once we start kissing. That song by Keisha Cole. And then there's also a song called Love by Music Soul Child. And then there is And I Will Always Love You, which actually we talked about earlier. But that
Yep.
one goes for both. Yes. There's Love Me Like You Do. Um, there's so many love songs.
Yeah.
Too many, one might say. Yeah.
A lot of Beatles songs, like just
Love
all the
on Top.
songs.
Yes, I love you for cinema. Oh my God, taking me back. Nat King Cole.
Oh, I love
Um,
Bleeding Love. That's good.
that's a good one. I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it. Um, Can't Hide Love. That one. I'm pretty sure it's by. I want to say Earth, Wind, and Fire, but that sounds wrong.
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know.
Oh yeah, there's Taylor Swift. Yep.
Yep. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Why
Yep.
do you think love is like such a big topic for songwriters?
I mean, we're all probably just brought like in by romance. You'll
Hmm.
notice that a number of these songs are like either pop songs or like R&B songs. So like thinking about like, okay, what is like a central human experience? And it probably is love. L is for the way you look at me. I love that song. O is for the only one I see. Yeah, I think it's truly just like an evergreen topic, probably. Because people are at any point falling in love, falling out of love, right? Doing some secret third thing, right? Falling back in love, whatever. Um, yeah. Jin Locke says it's an emotion people are bound to feel, so people will relate no matter what, when it's released, good or bad, I would say. True. True. And people think of old loves, right? It's like somewhere like someone is falling in like a new love. Like it just feels like the stuff of life. And
Hmm.
so it just keeps kind of coming up in music, I would suppose.
Yeah, I guess it's all about connection, right? Like wanting to
Mhm.
feel connected or feeling sad that you aren't anymore. So
Right.
I don't know if it's about love or connection, but either way, it's about another person or people. But I just think
Mhm.
it's just so many songs are about love, like a universal thing. Um, okay, Thrawn, I did not know that I Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That was a 12-minute song.
That's nuts.
That is very long. I wish long songs kind of made a comeback. I like, sometimes like I want like something longer than like 3 minutes. So,
Right. These
yeah.
days, it feels like 3 minutes is almost like a limit because of like maybe the TikTokification. But like some of my favorite songs, yeah, are like long songs. Like I think about there's this song called Out My Mind Just in Time by Erykah Badu that I really love. That's like 10 minutes and some change. There's Pyramids by Frank Ocean that I really like. That's like 10 or so minutes. There's a song called Ba Ya by Janelle Monáe that's like 10 minutes. Like the
Hmm.
things that people can do to kind of like sustain your interest over a song for that long. Oh my God, so many of Donna Summer's songs are like super long too. Cause she was like, I need y'all to stay on this dance floor, you know? You gotta be dancing. Um, a 12-minute song. Okay, I'm gonna look this up.
I had
Um,
an ex who was really into Joanna Newsom, and I
mm,
didn't like her at first because I think we listened to like her first album or something. But then I think it's Have One
mm,
on Me. Oh, that's so good. Like I like cried,
mm,
and that really got me into like kind of her like longer, like more free flowing songs. Pyramids
mm.
used to be my ringtone. I don't know that. What is
Pyramids
Pyramids?
by Frank Ocean. That's a long ringtone, Tom. That song is like 9 minutes and something. You were not picking up the phone if that was your ringtone. Oh my God, we found Love in a Hopeless Place. That's another one of them that me and my friends were remixing. I made up like we found Dove in a soapless place. That used to really make people laugh. More rock operas. I love that. Nice. Okay, maybe we do one more and then go to break.
I think that sounds perfect. I like that. Love is a good one. But let's end on one more and then see where this takes us. Okay, what number?
Oh, last number. Let's go with 5.
Okay, survive. And five rhymes. That's great.
Oh my God. I will survive. I will survive. For as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. Yeah, that song has a monopoly on the word survive,
Yeah.
I
But then
think.
there's like, I'm a survivor, and I don't know the rest of the lyrics after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then there's the Reba, I'm a tiger, I'm a survivor. I think is that Reba? Am I making that up? Anyway, um, yeah. What else has survive in it?
Okay, Thrawn, how do you know this? How does anyone know the theme song to Survivor? That's so funny. I can't even I think Survivor, I think I watched it when I was like in fourth or fifth grade, like when it first came out, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't even know what the theme song sounds like. That's
Yeah,
really funny.
I was right. It is a Reba song. I think it was the theme song to that show. My brother is a musician who's also obsessed with Survivor and spread his obsession to the rest of us. I love that. I love that. I'm probably like your brother in the sense of like I do get obsessed with something and then like make it other people's problems. Um, my favorite kind of person because I'm also that person. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger is true. That is survival in a song for
Yeah.
sure.
Are you thinking of Kelly Clarkson there? Are we doing like stronger
Yeah.
or not stronger?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called. I feel like Kelly Clarkson is like she just love like like strong girl, like independent, survival
Mm-hmm.
songs.
Mm-hmm. I spread my wings and I learn how to fly. She has
Right?
some like good songs. Yeah.
Yeah, the best American Idol, I think. I don't know. Actually, I can't think
Yeah.
of any others. Well, actually, no, there are others I can think of, but she's like the OG.
It's
That
true.
Avril Lavigne song, "Keep Holding On." Yep, that one. I think that would count
Mm.
too. That's good. Okay.
Yay, this
I'm
was
very proud of
fun.
us. These are some really great conversations, and this was a lot of fun to just sort of dive down all these rabbit holes with you, KB. So, what we're going
Mhm.
to do, we're going to take this 5-ish minute break. Everyone, if you're sitting down, if you're on a couch, if you're in your bed, stand up if you can, get some water, do what you got to do. And then don't go anywhere because we'll come back and then we're going to ask KB some questions about their work and get to know them better. And we're going to have some fun. So, okay, we're going to go on break. See you all very soon. Hey, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a good break. So, again, we are here today with KB Brookins, who's currently a Shearing Fellow at Black Mountain Institute at UNLV. We just spent the first hour-ish of our stream doing some song association together and with chat. A lot of fun to see what everyone was coming up with. A lot of songs I didn't know. So I'm going to definitely go back and write down like all of these songs after. And I think that's going to be my playlist next week at work. But yeah, KB, how was it for you? Like, I'm wondering, like, did you get like your brain flowing? Like, did you enjoy it? Like, how was your song association experience?
It was great. I realized that so many people have so many associations with like just one word or like a sound in some
Mm-hmm.
cases. So that was great doing that with the folks in the chat, and I hope that, we can continue to have a good time.
Definitely. So during this part of our stream, I have a bunch of questions to ask KB about their work, about their writing. But if anyone has questions in chat, please don't feel shy about sharing them, and we'll get to your questions. Share your comments too. So yeah, let's get to it. So I wanted to sort of return to when we first started this stream, I asked why song association and the importance of music in your life, and I'm just curious today, like what is your music listening practice like? Do you find a lot of inspiration in like listening to music? Do you use music to like relax or set a mood? Like, just what's the role of music in your life today?
That's a really good question. I feel like music has inspired a lot of my literary practice, in a literal sense of like writing poems and essays that are inspired by songs and albums that have meant a lot to me throughout my life. One of my essays that's in my memoir, Pretty, is called Channel Orange Taught Me, and it's about like a really hard time that I was kind of going through. My first big rejection, which
Mm.
was like not getting drum major, when I was a band geek in high school, and how I really needed an album that could like salve those wounds. And being able to, turn to this album that like was the first time I ever heard really like Black queer art at that time in my life. And like Frank Ocean kind of being one of my first like forays into like queer people that were like close to my age. I think that that mattered a lot to me. And also like just very accurately like depicted my mood and taught me something about like masculinity. And then also like in this book that I've kind of been working on while I've been here in Vegas, has these poems that are taking on the persona of different songs that I've
Mm.
enjoyed. So I want people to feel the way that I feel, when I listen to something like Miss You So by Frank Ocean or Ain't No Sunshine by, Bill Withers, things like that. And I'm evoking through those poems like memories that I have attached to those songs. So, yeah, music definitely like directly influences some of the writing. And also for every book that I've written so far, I've had like accompanying playlist,
Mm.
right? Where it's like, okay, these are songs that either like inspired some pieces in the book or songs that I was just listening to at the time. So like through counter transference, like surely those songs will like kind of show up in this piece, whether it be like one singular word that I heard in this song, like now has made it into this, poem or like a mood, right? That, and another piece in Pretty, I have this like rumination on Solange's When I Get Home, which was an album that meant a lot to me when it came out in like 2019. Um, an album that like is so like authentically Texas, in her case, like Houston, right? That matters. And I think my relationship to music now, right, in my current writing process is one where in which I listen to, like you said earlier, like a lot of lo-fi, like that's just my background music.
Mm-hmm.
And it like feels calming and helps me focus. And then I have been kind of like building out playlists associated with some of the pieces that I'm working on now as well. So I think I'm really inspired by musicians because you're not just working with words, right? You're like working with mood, you're working
Mm.
with like the literal skill of like instruments and like bringing, right, like words and then sounds together that instruments make. And then you bring in like sound effects, maybe that are not from instruments, but from other things. Like it feels like a science to me, like the work of the musician. And I try to be as intentional and as meticulous with like what I write as well.
It's a lot. I mean, it is really hard. I think there's some people who are just like natural songwriters and they can just
Mhm.
set songs to music. And I've never really been good at that, but it's always, special when you find people in your life who can. I'm curious if you've tried writing your own songs or, if you still playing music, because you said you're a band geek. Like, do you still
Mhm.
still dabble?
I still dabble. I right now for the past like I don't know number of months that I've been here in Vegas will like try to go to a guitar center once a week and just play drums. And that's nice, you know. Just to have something to do with my hands that feels physical. I was just telling somebody the other day, like it's a reason why a lot of drummers are like shirtless while they're doing it because you're like sweating, like you're using your legs and you're using your arms. You're using your mind also because it takes so much hand-eye coordination too. So yeah, I try to, even if I'm not particularly good at it, I won't say I'm like, Travis Barker or nothing, but like I will dabble in the drumming still every now and then. And yeah, I used to make songs with one of my friends in high school, which lightweight embarrassing now, like it's a reason why I am a writer, of the book variety and maybe not a songwriter. But surely like those chops, especially like as it relates to like sound and the influence of sound in my writing, whether it be like rhyme or alliteration, like that definitely comes from, being a person that like freestyled with my friends in the car, or being a person that like made songs with my friends. Like I think definitely that background brings me to the page and makes me care a lot about what things sound like in my writing.
Yeah, like Negative Spoon said in chat, there is so much poetry in music for sure. And then we got a fan of yours or a friend, KB Go Hard. So, yep.
Oh man. I listen to some of those songs and I'm like, man, I was really doing something. I don't know what it was, but I was doing something.
A lot of us go through those phases, yeah. I went through a I don't know if you had this like a live journal, like a Zanga, like where you like journaled online and then like you shared it with all your friends. It was like not really private, but you're like writing your thoughts down for other people. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I had a MySpace and I kind of treated it as if it was a diary for sure. Never got into live journaling, but I knew people, that had those, and then also the Tumblr accounts too. And it's interesting, like the internet was very blog forward in early
Mhm.
social media days. Now I feel like if you want to write something akin to a blog, you have to make like a Substack.
Yeah. Yeah, like a Medium or a Substack. Because it goes back to what we said earlier when we were talking about like song lengths, like, and, why aren't songs longer than like three minutes and a half? Like, yeah, or just our attention spans changing. And sometimes I just really want, like, I just want to like lose myself in a very long piece. Like sometimes I just
Right.
want to, just eavesdrop for a moment.
Hmm.
So, speaking of like poetry and music, in another interview you did, you said that you think of poetry as a verb. And I really loved that. I don't know if you remember saying this, but it was in an interview that you did. And I'm just curious, especially because we're talking about music, which, it is a noun, but as you said, there's so much that goes into it. It's definitely very verby. I'm wondering if there are other areas of your life or creative pursuits that you also think of as a verb that people might not think of. Because I love how this sort of changes how we approach it then, like how we frame it. Like when you think of poetry as a verb or even music, like what are other things that might be a verb?
Mm. Yeah, it's wild that you say that you bring that up. Yeah, I really meant verb, like as in like it's something that you do, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
have to choose poetry over and
Mm-hmm.
over. Because surely there have been times in my life where I've wanted to do literally anything else, like with my life besides being a writer. I'm like, bro, this is so hard. I have to dig so deep into like my own trauma, or I have to dig deep into like my own memories, things that have embarrassed me, things that I'm not sure I want to say or need to reckon with, but I have to if I'm going to be a writer because I value vulnerability when I read it, so I try to be vulnerable back, right, as a writer. But like I can't run away. Like I haven't been successful in running away completely. And like surely I think the act of writing is an act of constantly saying yes, even when it's hard. And I do think that is, the saying, the verb. Um, with other things around writing that I think of as verbs as well, definitely reading, if you want to improve in your literary practice in any way, you have to read just like a musician has to like study the art of music. You have to study the art of writing like through reading other people's words. And a whole bunch of my reading is me being like, especially when I'm reading to get inspiration as a writer, I'm just like, how did they do that? All right, how can I do that? Right now I'm reading a lot of Toni Morrison because I have like a little book club with my friends. And constantly when I read Toni, I'm like, how does she do that? I don't know. Like it had to take like something higher than just like humanity to get her to like string words together in the way that she does. But it still intrigues me, and it's still a thing, that I choose to do even when I'm maybe feeling very intimidated by these like very gifted writers. Um, Definitely also like patience to me, is a verb, which I think you have to have a lot of it as a writer. Sometimes I want to be like, why can't I just program all the knowledge in my head and like become really good at writing very quickly? But like, that's like not how it works. It's like reading, being able to intake what has been read, or like sending my work to friends when I feel like I don't know what to do next, to be like, hey, can you give me some notes? Like, this whole thing takes patience, and sometimes you're running faster than maybe like my mind is running faster than like my pen can, if that makes sense. Like I want to be able to do something that I can't quite do yet, and I have to like get patient enough to figure out how to do it. Um, so yeah, it's like it's not a like overnight thing. It's like a constant churning, a constant trying,
Mm.
maybe. And trying maybe is the verb there. Like you have to, in order to be a writer, right? Worth like, being canonized or read, right? It's a constant coming to the page and trying. I don't know of anybody who's like written a book in one sitting. So it's a whole bunch of doing this thing over and over. And then once you write it, you gotta usually rewrite it. Once you rewrite it, you edit it. Once you edit it, somebody else looks at it and edits it, right? So I don't know. It's a real practice in patience. And it gives me a lot of assurance that like every book that I've ever read and loved probably took patience,
Mm.
you know? Or I won't even say probably, it did take patience, because like what we get, on the stand at the bookstore had to take at least 2 years to get there. So,
I
yeah.
really appreciate what you said about vulnerability. And, it's funny that, I just asked you about like blogging on the internet, which was sort of like that first like teenage, early adolescent, maybe like bearing your thoughts to other people. But I'm kind of curious, what made you feel like, like when was the moment when you felt like, like I am a writer, like I'm ready to share my work, like I'm gonna like do this? Because I think that
Mm,
a lot of people have this dream, and sometimes we get this in our chat when we interviewed other authors, like we always ask like what is some advice you have, or how did you get started? But there are so many aspiring writers out there, but a lot of people just never take that first step of I'm gonna do something more with this thing that I've created. So I'm wondering, just about your experience with that, and that, that vulnerability.
yeah. The moment that I decided that I was a writer, quote unquote, decided, I think, it's a fate thing to me. Like you are not the person that decides, like it just gets decided for you because you get the bug, and then the bug does not ever wear off. But like, I think about like my first ever writing experience was in an after school program when I was in high school. Like I got my first group of friends right in ninth grade. So I was not always a social butterfly that sometimes I come off as. I was very shy and like very introverted as a kid. And I remember my friend Lakeitha came up to me during passing period once when I was in ninth grade, and she was like, "We are friends now." Like she just started talking to me and was like, "We're friends now," and I was like, "Cool. I don't have other options, so yeah, we are friends now, right?" And I just wanted to hang out with her all the time, and I think one day she just wanted to go to this after school poetry society, right? And it was like a student club that met after school, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I want to hang out with my friends, so I'm gonna go do whatever she does. And then I went, and it was just something like I don't know. I was just really captivated by it. I was captivated by the teacher. Shout out to Miss Elaine Duran. May she rest her soul, right? Like she was such a like energetic or like a electric and magnetic person. That like when I saw her performing a poem, it like made me want to. And I feel like I've just kind of got that feeling over and over the years, where like someone reads a really amazing thing, or I read something that's really awesome, and then it inspires me to want to do it. So I think that's really how I got started. I was just trying to keep up with my friends, and keep up with Miss D. And then also, yeah, my friends would always, Beezer being one of the people in the chat, like would always be like peer pressuring me to rap with them and being like, "Oh, we have to freestyle," and I'd be like, "Oh man, I don't know if I want to because I don't know if I'm gonna be good at it." Blah blah blah. But they'd be like, "Just try," you know.
Do you remember
And so,
any of your early raps
oh God,
that you're willing to share?
y'all don't want to hear that. I mean, I definitely still have some raps up on like a SoundCloud profile somewhere, so
Yeah, don't go
some
looking.
Google. So that's still up. Some of them that I haven't deleted out of shame. So, but yeah, like I think I just got really lucky to be around other artists, and being around other artists, eventually, you wanna try your hand at it. And the thing getting started really is just a matter of like, I don't know, having the courage to like believe that you have something to say and insisting upon your voice, like even if you don't have the validation, because surely there have been large swaths of time, still there are sometimes where like, you know, I'm getting rejected, right? Or like times where like I don't feel the most motivated, right? But it has to be just like an insistence on like, I have something to say, this matters to me, this matters to the people that I'm writing for, so I have to do it. But yeah.
I appreciate that. Something that's always stuck with me is I had a professor when I was in school who told us about like he just had like a wall of like rejection letters. Like he just kept every rejection he ever got and just like put it on a wall. And that just made me think like, yeah, like not a lot of people, like we always talk about, our accomplishments and what people notice from the outside, but people don't see, like behind the scenes, right? Like all the no's you get, all the people who said, that's not
Mhm.
good enough, or like, you should try somewhere else. But,
Mhm.
it's there and it adds up. And, like you said, like if you believe in it, like, just keep doing what you're doing. I think that's a really powerful message for sure.
Yeah, and it really helps to do it with other people. Like I think, the reason why I feel like I'm still a writer is because I've been writing alongside other people that I've made friends with over time. So community is very important. Like yes, consistency on your part, but then also consistency mixed with like community.
Mm. So, speaking of which, you're in Las Vegas right now, and
Mhm.
I would love to know, just how your time in Vegas slash Southern Nevada has inspired you in your work so far. Like, I don't know how much you're able to tell us about what you've been working on. Like you mentioned, it's a new book, but just I would love to know how being in the literary community of Las Vegas, which I think is kind of amazing. A lot of people don't think of Vegas as a very literary or artsy city, but it really is when
Mhm.
you live there and you dig deep. There are so many amazing people there. So let's talk about Vegas and BMI for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now I'm a Black Mountain Institute Shearing Fellow, right? So I have the luck of being in Vegas because of a very large kind of like literary organization that does a lot of really cool work. So I've been able to go to a number of Black Mountain Institute events. 10 out of 10 recommend. They're like usually free, right? And like bring all of these really amazing writers to town and also introduce you to writers local to Vegas. So I've definitely been inspired like by those events that I've gone to. Yes, check out Black Mountain Institute. Like definitely still have events coming up for this semester. I think also what has kind of seeped its way maybe into my writing due to being in Vegas definitely is like travel logs. So I'm here with a co-fellow, Isle McElroy, who's really awesome too. And Isle has been like writing this kind of travel log about their time in Vegas, and that's definitely inspired me in the like memoir that I'm working on now to write a bit about what it's like to move from Texas to Vegas and kind of the different like cultural things that exist. Vegas is such a particular city, you know what I mean? You have the like casino culture, you have like the strip. Anytime I tell somebody that I live in Vegas, they immediately think of like tourism and the tourist economy. But I'm like, y'all, it's also like these cool, like quirky literary things, right? I go to outside of Black Mountain Institute a number of events at the Clark County, Las Vegas Library. It's a really good library district in Vegas. Like they seem very resourced and have a number of different events, right? I think there's an open mic that happens once a month that I've gone to a couple of times. There's also a poetry workshop ran by the Clark County Poet Laureate. AV, I think is her
Yeah,
name.
Miss Av.
Yeah, and then there's spotlight poetry. So like if you want to see like decent slam poetry in person, like they have competitions and then they also have the open mic and they have an upcoming like festival, literary festival called Phenomenal Woman, which seems really interesting. And it'll be like folks from kind of slam poets from different regions coming to compete, for a couple of days, which will be cool. And then Red Dwarf has amazing pizza as well as like a monthly kind of like open mic that they do there too. So I don't know. I've been pleasantly surprised by the amount of literary things that I can find myself going to. And I write my best work, my most inspired work when I am regularly exposed to other writers and like what they are up to. So I think it's been really good for me in that way. And then also like in a more like a more concrete sense, right? Like writing my experience of moving to the West, which I think is a bit different than like Texas culture, like writing that into the memoir project I'm working on too. Oh, I see in the chat, Negative Spoon says, I heard the Thai food in Vegas is good. I feel like that would inspire me. The Thai food is good. There's a little spot that I live next to that me and my partner go to regularly. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember what like streaming service it's on, but if you watch Taste the Nation with Padma Lakshmi,
Mm,
she does an episode in Las Vegas where they go to Lotus of Siam.
mm,
Really, really cool, and also a really great local restaurant. So check out that if you're able to, or Google it, because I think they have an amazing story, and also Padma's awesome. But
hmm
I love listening about, just the ways you've been inspired by your time in Vegas and then, like the people you've met and the things you've done. I'm just was this the first time you'd been in Vegas? Like when you came here, like had you been to Vegas previously?
Mm. Responding to what you said, Palma actually did an event here. I think it
Yes.
was a couple of months ago too. Um, I had been here one other time, and it was when I was like 13, when my
Hmm.
parents like to like gamble and stuff, and I was riding roller coasters at like Circus. So I had a very limited experience of Vegas beforehand.
But yeah, I'm curious because I feel like, as you said, coming from Texas and especially like I remember like my first experience before like I like lived in Vegas. I remember I went with like an ex of mine just we just drove up from Arizona where he was like over summer break and we visited for like a weekend and it was like
Mhm.
for tourists, it's a very tourist heavy place. Like usually you don't really leave the strip, but once
Right.
I lived in Vegas and really got to know the city, I just became like just super fond of it. Like you said, the library system's really awesome, and you just find all of these hidden gems. Um, I'm wondering if you've been able to travel outside the city, like if you've been able to see any of like the parks or any of the other towns, like just like how far have you gone like in Southern Nevada outside of Vegas?
Yeah, I went to like I think it was Mount Zion. A really big plus of being here actually is like the nature. It's a different nature like landscape than I'm accustomed to. Like when the whole first like probably 2 months that I lived here, every time I was in the car with my partner would like point and be like the mountains. Because Vegas is literally in a valley. So like you see mountains kind of everywhere, like while you're driving, which are very beautiful.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, so I think we went to, I think it was called Mount Zion, a little bit outside of Vegas. And we've gone to, well, are the wetlands kind of in Vegas or outside? I can't
I feel
remember.
like they're in, but it's still like a nature. It's like a park, right? So I think feel like that
Right.
counts.
Right. And we also went to the Grand Canyon, which is a
Mm.
little bit more of a ways away, but like we had never lived like that close to the Grand Canyon, which is quite grand. It like lives up to the name. which is awesome. It's just been cool to be in a desert landscape, right? Where you have regular access to mountains, and when you get high enough up, like literally the temperature is different. Like I love looking up at some mountains and it's like, I don't know, 70 degrees outside, but it's like snow at the very height, you know? But yeah.
I'm glad because again, like people don't think of nature when they think of Vegas either. The mountains are definitely a huge part. I really love this comment in chat from Jen. I'm going to read it out loud. They write, "I love that you, KB, are also enjoying it outside the strip, like a true local instead of only a tourist. It's tourism."
Right.
So true. I studied abroad in Chile, and every time I brought up Vegas, it became a point. People thought I was born in a casino, but it's so much more. And I'm so glad that you're saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely much more. I mean, I love like the stuff that I can get into here. Also, First Fridays, I really love like seeing all of the art in the arts district. Like, there's so much more like outside of the tourism. Of course, like it makes sense to acknowledge it because it's a large part of the economy here, but like people are here year round and have like such fulfilled lives because of it. Oh, I forget. Another thing that I've definitely been taking a lot of advantage of is the LGBTQ center.
Mm,
So like I lived in a city that didn't have a LGBTQ center, and I love that I can get like my medical needs met, and then also like go to community like events. And there are so many like meetups and things also at the LGBTQ center. Really nice people that run it. I actually did a program in partnership with the LGBTQ Center with the author George M. Johnson, author of, amongst other books, All Boys Aren't Blue. And they were really like welcoming, and it was really nice to see, yeah, just like locals enjoy kind of this local, this queer writer. And I got to be the kind of like local writer in conversation with this other writer. So it's a lot of cool things about it, about being here in Vegas.
yeah. And that's something too about BMI that I appreciate, Black Mountain Institute, is that I feel like, of course they work with and bring in, all sorts of writers from all around the country, but I think they really make a point to have you interact with the community and really get out there
Mhm.
and do community events. So I'm glad that that's been a part of your time, that you're not just like, I don't know. Sometimes when I think of like writer residencies, like you go there for like a week and you're like shut in like a hotel or something, you don't leave or something like that. And this is like longer, of course, than like a week, but you're really
Mhm.
getting to like live and learn about a place.
Yeah, we've been able to truly like get settled and like make memories and like friendships. And I really, really appreciate that there is a more long-term 9 months, which is long enough to feel like, oh, this is a place that I live, you know?
Mm-hmm. You feel like once you move back to Texas, you're just going to keep this Vegas connection.
Yeah, I'm moving actually to California,
Okay.
because I got a job out there.
Congrats.
So I won't be super far away. Yeah, thank you. Um, so I won't be super far away. I'll definitely like keep the connections that I've created here and hope. I mean, California, depending on where you are, is like not that far away.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I like to ask this question of all of our first time guests, and there is no right or wrong answer. I think it's always really lovely to just, find out what people think and what they have to say. But I'm wondering, KB, what do the humanities mean to you?
Oh man, a really large question. I mean, the humanities, right, is a discipline that allows us the opportunity to study human life and culture, right? And you have literature, you have religion, you have like history, right? And sometimes the social sciences like to claim history as well. I recognize that, but I think it's kind of both, right? And humanities, because I majored in writing because I am a writer. I've been able to enhance so many parts of like my personhood as well as like um my understanding of how the world works and my understanding of how I relate to other people, which I think is an invaluable skill, right? Like critical thinking, being able to question, right? Being able to intake information about history, about literature, right? And be able to like come to my own conclusions, judgments, to be able to like ingest a piece of media and like see myself reflected in it or not and have to question why. Like, I think also the humanities allows us the unique opportunity to become better people. I don't know, because when you learn more about how humanity works through a book, right, or through a course of study, right, you then have the opportunity to become closer to the people around you, to experiences that may not one-to-one mirror your own. Um, Humanities have allowed me to expand my empathy, right? Some of my favorite books in the world are like experiences that are like so different than mine. And now I feel like I have an understanding and an appreciation, right? For different cultures, for different regions, right? One of my favorite books that I've read like more recently is a book called Dearborn, by this writer Hassan Zinedine, and it's about like Lebanese folks in Dearborn, Michigan, right? And like that is a different experience than mine, but I was like, this is funny, you know, this is like so heartfelt. This is well written, you know what I mean? Like I was able to like get so much from it still. I also really like a book called Crawl by Max Delson. It's a short story collection. I've been reading a lot of them because I've been writing short stories lately. And it's about, you know, these trans guys that live in Seattle, right? I actually haven't lived in Seattle, but I feel like I know so much now about Seattle and I have more of an appreciation for it because I read that book. So, anyway, what the humanities means to me is like I'm working within a discipline that allows me to understand more about humanity. And it is important that we fund the humanities and uplift the humanities because it allows us to, I don't know, not recreate past harms and present harms and allows us to look toward a future where we can better relate to each other.
I
Yeah.
really love your answer for a lot of different reasons, but I think two things that really stuck out to me were when you were talking about how you're able to question more and also how
Mhm.
it's really deepened your empathy, because I think that sometimes these are, I don't know if skills is the right word, but these are things that have been
Mhm.
lost. Like I think people
Mhm.
forget, like I think it's good to question like why things the way they are. I think we all should be questioning why things are the way they are right now, and
Right.
what you can do about it, or just what can we learn from the past to make the present and the future a place where we and the people we love can all be happy and safe, and we just the world that we want to live in. And I think empathy, as you said, by encountering these different worlds and voices, whether it's through literature or history, like
Mhm.
that's also so important to cultivate. So I really appreciate that. And Spoons in chat says humanities are important because yeah, humanity is important, right? Like that's
Yeah.
it. Like it's all about I'm like laughing because I'm thinking about the conversation we had about like love and music. Like,
Mhm.
why are all these songs about love? It's because just we want to connect and share this with other people. So
Right.
yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
oh, I just need to like sit with that for a moment. That was really really nice. And I've actually been to Dearborn once. I went
Oh,
to
nice.
a video game tournament for Smash Brothers with my friend Dom, who I don't know if he's still in chat, but we drove and it was like the most like amazing experience. Not necessarily a tournament, although it was fun, but I think we drove like from Indiana to
Mhm.
Michigan, and that
Mhm.
was the first time I listened to Hamilton. So we listened to like
Oh,
all of
wow.
Hamilton in the car, and oh, there's Dom, yeah. So it was such a magical ride because it was like Dom explaining like all the like behind the scenes stuff of Hamilton, like what the lyrics meant, or this
Mhm.
is a reference to something else, and I'll never forget that. It was just like really magical. So that trip is
Mhm.
wrapped up in music for me, but also the food, like really
Mhm.
amazing food there. Yeah, we had kunafa there, so just I'm gonna check out that book Dearborn because I wanna know more now about the people who live there. And yeah, that was I think I introduced Dom to Hadestown during that
Mm,
car ride as well. So
shout out to friends we can do like road trips with.
yeah, road
Really.
trips. So I would say we have time for a couple more questions. And again, if anyone in chat has any questions, don't feel shy about sharing them. But
Mhm.
I'm curious, are there any like fun projects that you're excited about? Sometimes I feel like writing can be serious. Maybe you consider it fun, but I'm wondering, is there anything like fun that you're looking forward to, something out of the blue that you don't always do? Like, just love to know like sort of what's next on your radar that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, so I finished, for now, this poetry collection that I've been working on for like 4 years on and off while I was here, which is really great. And I'm hoping to sell that. That feels exciting to me. And it's about, funnily enough, like these two Black queer teenagers that make music together. So, you know. It's a lot of music influence in that collection. It's very narrative driven, and I really hope that it reaches, folks wanting to talk about grief, wanting to talk about music, especially like early 2000s slash or 2000 slash 2010s
Hmm.
music. It has a lot of references in that realm. And also just about like the life-saving necessity of friendship, you know. Um, and very similarly, like the two teens grow up in a place that doesn't necessarily have like queer center, things like that. Like their queer community is each other, and the
Hmm.
importance of that, right? And how queer people find each other no matter like where they go, right? Um, and I have a memoir project. I'm calling it, the feel weird book of the summer, probably like multiple summers from now, but like a lot about like breaking estrangement that I had with my family after my father passed, or some family after my father passed, and redefining my relationship to love.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't say it's fun necessarily, but the closer that I get to it being done is exciting for me. And then probably the last thing that I've been doing more recently that does feel genuinely fun is writing short stories. And they're all kind of centering these Black sapphic characters growing up in different cities in Texas.
Hmm.
And like by sapphic, I mean like lesbians, bisexual women, transmasculine folks, non-binary folks, like anybody who identifies as sapphic. And that has been fun because it's like a foray into like a newer genre for me. But I'm very intrigued by short stories, so I've been learning a lot through the process and writing stories that like make me laugh, which is nice. And reading stories that make me laugh as well. So that's the stuff on my smorgasbord right now.
I love it. And I think the people in chat love it. Yeah, Negative Spin says, KB, how did you get so awesome? And I'm so excited to read this when it comes out. Yeah, so am I. Especially after you've had this, I'll be like, I was there when KB talked about this project on stream.
Oh man, I really hope I hope to see the other side of it. Yeah, I thank you. Thank you, friend, for asking me how did I get so awesome. I truly am only as awesome as the friends that I keep. So, thanks to all of my friends in the chat and otherwise, for bringing awesomeness around me. I can only aspire to stay at a ground level of kind of awesome.
Okay, I only have two more questions for you, and these are, fun ones. So, if you could create, let's say, a musical, a work of media, like I don't know, like a video game or a board game or a TV show, what would it be about and why? And let's imagine that you have like, I don't know, like unlimited funding and like everything's great. You sort of have free reign. You can create whatever you want.
Mhm. I would love to make like a map game where in order to play it, you put like coordinates on a map And then when we get to your turn or whatever, we have all of the places at random, right? And when we get to your turn and we go to one of the coordinates that you have on the map, you then have to tell a story about that
Hmm.
place. Like what happened there that made you think of it to put on your original coordinate? That would be maybe a game. Co-host, yes. Vidra, you can definitely be a co-host. Probably another game that I would create if I had, the funds is like, I don't know, like a song constellation. So like it's like a game of life, right? But it's through songs.
Hmm.
So like I can point to any age that you were and be like, okay, what was the song of your life at age 7 or something like that? And then, you play the game and make kind of a playlist of your life.
Don't steal KB's ideas. Or,
I mean, I probably won't get to them, so you can steal them. You just need to, credit me.
That's right. We heard it here first. We have some recording proof. I love those. I love those ideas because it's all about bringing people together around like a table and like this like shared activity. I can already like see it in like my mind. Like I think you should totally go for this. But like, and I love that there's also one about a playlist because we've been after this stream is over, I definitely want to go back through like our I don't know hundreds of comments from tonight and just
Mhm.
pull out a bunch of songs. I think that's really fantastic, and that would be the playlist of tonight. So I love those answers. Okay,
Right.
the last question, which is, I guess, not a real question, but just is there anything else that you want to share or let us know about? So I know I already asked you about like any fun upcoming projects, but if there's anything that I didn't ask you, um, like that you want to tell people in chat, I feel like now's your time if you have anything.
Not much comes to mind, continue making connections with the people that matter to you. Continue, making the playlists of y'all's lives. We're gonna make a playlist together. And then I definitely would love the link to it as well of all of the songs that we've kind of shared, because this feels like the playlist would be like a time capsule of the conversation, which is cool. Um, yeah, thank you for putting that in the chat. Follow me on social media if you don't already. It's free 99. I'm Earth to KB, EARTHTOKB on almost every social media platform. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, nice way
Oh,
to
oh,
keep in
oh.
touch.
I
Yeah.
should say I should say also I have a paperback of my memoir Pretty that releases on April 28th,
Ooh,
I think, 2026 this year. And I'm actually gonna do an event at the Writer's Block if you're in Vegas. And definitely come out to that event. It's going to be a fun conversation. I'm going to read from the book. And then we'll do a Q&A where you can ask me, any questions that come to mind. And that event will be April 30th at the Writer's Block from 7 to 8 p.m.
love the writer's block. Such a great community space and like one of the like coolest bookstores I've ever been to. It's always like so
Mhm.
dangerous because I go in there and I feel like I have to buy something. Like, if not a book, they have like this like amazing like curated selection of like gifts and like stationery and it's just yeah,
Mhm.
and the owners are great too. So
Yeah. Shout out to Drew and Scott. Shout out to y'all if y'all are in Vegas. If y'all aren't in Vegas, thank you for so much for coming to this stream. And I hope to see y'all on the interwebs.
yeah, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Maybe again, thanks for taking the time to chat with me. For everyone in our chat, a link to our survey was just pasted, so totally optional. But if you have time, we always like to ask people to consider taking it just to let us know, like, what you thought of tonight. These are things that we can share to improve our programming. You can find a lot of our past streams on our YouTube channel for Nevada Humanities. Of course, we have our programs on our website, nevadahumanities.org. And I think we might be posting like a quick recap of our stream tonight on social media in the coming days. So if you're not following us, we'll probably tag you, KB. So if you want to share it too, you can do it. But that's another way to stay in touch. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you and all the work that you do and your voice and your writing. So I'm glad you have so many friends to support you, and you have this great community. And I just hope you hold on to that. And yeah, really appreciated our time tonight.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much, Kathleen. This was fun.
Okay, take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.